Hi guys, this is Malcolm from Getson Real Estate. Today we are with Peter. Peter is a valuer or a property valuator by profession. We don't know what to call them. So they are the guys that evaluate our properties. They are the ones that make or break a transaction. So he's going to explain to us what should we focus on to increase the value of our properties. How do we avoid spending more on the property so we avoid losing money. Peter.
Yes.
How are you, my brother?
I'm very well. How are you, Malcolm?
I'm always good, thank you.
Okay.
Are you comfortable? You're good?
Yeah, very comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please tell us what do you look at when you're doing a property valuation? Like what influences, what are the big things that you guys look at that make up the value of the property?
Okay. Definitely location. So that's the biggest determinant. So if you have a house, like a well-sized house, and it's like a big house in, for instance, an area like Katutura, you can never imagine or hope to sell it for the same amount as if it were in, say, Hoogland Park or Penis Park, just because they are the same size. So it's a lot of people make the mistake of building, big houses in the wrong areas. And they hope to get their return out. So now you will have a high cost and then a low value. Okay. Second of all, the one factor that plays a big role as well is your minor improvements. Some houses are very basic in that all you get is, for argument's sake, a 3-bedroom, and that's all. You don't have boundary walls, you don't have interlocking or any features such as security arrangements, electric fencing, alarm, and so forth. So those factors, they play a big role. So a house, for instance, if you have two houses, both having all the same characteristics, and one has a pool, and one without a pool, for argument's sake, obviously someone would pay more for a house with a swimming pool because it's an added adds value basically. And then one of the most important factors are the state of repair of a property. So some people don't maintain their properties at all. We've seen this a lot. Buy a property 10 years down the line, hasn't done anything to the paint, they don't fix the cracks, the cupboards are maybe falling apart, they don't make any effort to fix that. And then so you as an estate agent, I'm sure you've had scenarios where you bring a client to a house and they look at it from outside and they don't even bother to go inside. They're like, okay, they're done. Yeah. But in actual fact, sometimes the cost to revamp that property is minimal. Yeah, but these are the secrets in the trade not everyone is aware of. But the common consumer, the common buyer, when they see a property like it's got a few cracks here and there, the paint is worn and so forth, and see one cupboard is missing a door and so forth, so they are very reluctant to pursuing such a property.
Okay. So to increase the value of my property, what are the major things? Because sometimes I want to improve my property, I want to improve the value of the property, I want to do a bit of renovations, but I don't have the money. So I would want to focus on the key areas that can increase the value. Which are those? Maybe 2 or 3 that you can quickly
mention. 2 or 3. Yeah. Okay. Primarily, unfortunately, it depends on the location. Okay, so I would say if you are in Ouwersbleek, if your house has a swimming pool, it makes a significant difference because any consumer that is looking to buy a house in that area would assume it should have that factor. But if you are in, for instance, Hakahana, no one is really hoping or expecting to find that feature there, so it does not hold as high value. So sometimes it's all about the location. But the most important thing is if we take a practical suburb, let's take a suburb in the middle, let's say Kommersdal. So most people, when they come to a house, let's say typical family, people who are starting out, they want a house with the right amount of bedrooms. Say you have 3 bedrooms and you have sufficient parking, so that's a garage or carports and so forth. And if you have, for argument's sake, a flat, some contractors, they will build a double garage and a 3-bedroom and they'll add a flat.
So what you're saying is that one of the things is if I can add a flat to the house, okay, and then maybe add a few bedrooms to the house. If it's a 2-bedroom,
Yeah,
then I add a bedroom.
yeah.
Or
Yeah. So
Okay.
if it's a 2-bedroom, you make it a 3-bedroom, right?
so, in values, let's say we have 2 Katutura houses, the standard ones. You
Yeah.
know, the 2-bedroom
Yeah.
with the kitchen and the sitting room,
Yeah.
with the outside toilet.
Yeah.
Let's say we have 2 of them, and then one is just well painted, standard thing. Then the other one has aluminium windows and state of the art tiles and maybe cupboards in the kitchen.
Ah, okay.
How much in difference in terms of value
Yeah.
would these 2 houses be? If let's say these 2 houses are neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very, very good question actually, because it's very strange how there's a significant difference between value and cost.
Mm.
You see, it's possible that you'll take out a loan, or you take out a loan to fit your house with aluminium windows. It's your steel window frames, because everyone is now into aluminium window frames. They look good so if you're selling this property, everyone wants this property immediately when they see it. And if you have cupboards, obviously everyone needs a storage space. So that increases the values so quickly actually. But it's like at a small cost as compared to the value that is actually being increased. Because you see, value is and cost, they are not too far from each other, but they are also far from each other.
Okay. So it might be that I'm putting in too much cost, but I'm not getting the same in value.
That's the thing.
Okay.
So the best is always, what I advise everyone is, when you want to increase the value of your property, you have to consult a value. We've encountered so many scenarios where they take out a significant quotation, or sometimes their own savings. They capitalize the property with air conditioning here and there and all these cosmetic changes, and then they expect the value to increase immensely. But it doesn't happen for them. And say, okay, no, I don't like this value. Let me get another value. Let me get a different opinion. They get the same opinion over and over again. So so it's always good to rather consult someone who understands, what
Like we're doing with you now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone who understands if I do this change, how is it going to affect my property?
So instead of doing those cosmetic changes, they should rather focus on a few of the big changes.
Of the primary factors, like obviously cupboards are quite important. A house with a cupboard and a stove, these are now becoming factors that need to be on a house. They're becoming primary. Back in the day, it wasn't a thing, but now when someone walks into a house that has cupboards, that there's a built-in stove, that there's cupboards also not only in the kitchen but also in all the bedrooms, for argument's sake. And as you mentioned, aluminium windows, because it's a modern trend, and steel windows are starting to become old-fashioned and so forth.
Okay.
So it's always an added value. You just have to make sure you get the right quotation. Sometimes people get very inflated quotations.
Okay.
Yeah, but those are good. Cupboards, typically cupboards and aluminium windows, as you mentioned, and maintenance. Maintenance. The property has to be in a good state, well painted and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously the obvious things, tiles and ceilings, and good lighting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But in some areas in Katutura, it's always an added advantage to have security. Gate motor, your intercom system, electric fencing, an alarm system. These are very important also. Yeah.
Okay. No, Mr. Peter, thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
We hope you guys learned. I know now what to renovate on my house one day when I buy a house. Yeah.